In this video, I'm going to show you how I made the Ramen Noodle Bowl Dog Costumes that won my dog's placement in the Halloween costume contest. I found the inspiration from a creator who had made their own version of the costume for their dog on TikTok. Being as though the creator only showed the finished version of the costume, I had to use my imagination and a trip to Michael's to pretty much figure out what it was that she used to bring this vision to life. All I really needed was that picture for the inspo, and I took it from there. One trip to Michael's and a few deliveries from Amazon later, and I was able to get all the accessories I needed to pretty much bring this to life the way that I would envision it. The most important piece to bring this all to life were the medical cones that I had purchased from Amazon. The medical cones came in a set of 3, so that way your dog could be able to fit any one of the sizes. And because I have both a small and a medium dog, I was able to get 2 of the sizes I needed in just one order. But to start this project off, I wanted to size it on my medium dog, Zion. He's about 20 pounds. He's a Pomeranian, and he is my boy. He was able to fit the medium size of the medical cones, so that was perfect. To test out what it was going to look like, I pre-made one of them and decided to create the second one on camera. And with the felt and foam pieces, we're going to be making cutouts of all the materials that would be basically used in a ramen noodle bowl. To get a little inspo as to what actually goes into a ramen noodle bowl, I did go on Google to look at some of the materials and pretty much pick out the ones that would be easy to replicate for this costume. Not all ramen noodle bowls are created equal, so I chose the easier ones that would be easy to cut out and would be easy to recognize in the bowl. Adding props like meat and different stuff like that was a little difficult because you weren't able to really distinguish what it was when the costume was on the dog. So the materials and the ingredients I chose to make for the ramen noodle bowl were basically by design and would be easily recognized. Another little tip I would like to throw out there is that when you're buying the big, thick yarn, try to get an off-white or a light tan color and not the bright white, because the bright white is just so unrealistic. I feel like a tan or an off-white yarn looks so much better than a stark white yarn would. So one of the first steps to getting this medical cone to look like a bowl is to outline the medical cone on the white felt. You're basically going to do this so that way you can line the medical cone and basically cover up the clear areas and make it look like a bowl. I guess you certainly could use other colors like maybe a brown or something like that to be the bowl color, but I feel like white helps it stand out more depending on the color dog you have. Because I have a tan dog, I feel like I wanted the bowl to stand out a little bit more against his fur. So yeah, the white was definitely a good pick for me. If you have a different color dog, you may want to look into getting maybe some black felt, brown felt, or maybe even a bold color. But I feel like white looks so much better for the lining of the bowl. So once I have my felt cut out, I'm basically trying to line it up so whereas though I can figure out where to put the hot glue at. I don't want to cover up all of the Velcro area because I do want my bowl to be able to, stay shut. So I'm just going to make sure I line it up just enough so that it covers up the clear area, leaves enough for me to have some Velcro space and cut off the excess. It's very important not to cover up a majority of the Velcro area because that's the area that allows you to adjust the size of the noodle bowl on your dog. If you cover it all up with felt, you won't have any friction to actually close it or adjust the size. So just be careful to leave enough of it out so that you can adjust it. Another little tip is to make sure that there's some overhang on your felt so that way you can fold it over to hide the edge of the medical cone. As you can see, I'm gluing the edges of the felt over the edge of the medical cone so that way it hides the black edge that's there. It just gives a more complete look to the bowl. When using my hot glue gun for projects that require a lot of hot glue, I like to use the Gorilla Glue extended glue sticks. They're like double the length and they're really strong glue sticks. So for projects that require like really strong durability like this, for like gluing fabrics and stuff, I definitely suggest using the Gorilla Glue brand. So with the felt all now glued to the medical cone, I'm basically testing out, how much I need to cut off, how much space I have for adjustment areas, and basically gluing anything that is loose. So at this point, I like what I see, and I'm just going to start using my hot glue gun to dab glue to as many places as possible and start adding my thick yarn to the inside of the cone. When you're adding your yarn to the inside of the cone, your pattern should be squiggly and all over the place. It should not be uniform because noodles do not look uniform in a bowl. So you want to add little squiggles, swirls, little knots. You want to have it be a little messy in clumps and bunches. Just make sure there's enough glue to accommodate the amount of yarn that you're putting on the inside. You're going to want to shake it, turn it around, just glue any of the loose pieces so that way everything is secure. To finish up the inside of the bowl with the noodles, I would suggest opening it up completely, laying it flat, and taking some strips of the yarn and gluing it to any of the gaps. I would like to mention to be very careful of how much yarn you put on the inside because you don't want it to be too thick around your dog's neck. Remember that these cones are meant to be snug around their necks already, and adding all this extra yarn and stuff will be adding extra weight and a little extra enclosure around their peripherals. So, you may end up with a dog that may be very timid on putting it on or wearing it because it may be weighing them down. So just be careful, again, with how much you put in there. And once you have all the little gaps filled, just go ahead and lift it up and make sure that some of the strings aren't lifting or can be chewed or, swinging about. Just make sure everything is secure. So with all of that completed, I'm just going to close it back up and see how it looks. The Velcro area is adjustable, so that's perfect. So next we're going to start moving into the condiments we're going to be adding. We're going to use the black felt as the seaweed, and we're just going to cut up some squares. I would suggest making them dramatically big. I had originally cut them too small, so now I'm just going to go back with my felt, since I have plenty of it, and cut some bigger squares, so that way they are recognizable as the ingredient in the bowl. Your dog's head is going to be right in the center and being so cute, but you want your ingredients to stand out, so make sure they're sizable. The next ingredient I'm going to start creating is the egg whites for the eggs. I started by cutting out some rectangles from the white foam and creating some ovals and just making sure that they're the size that I want before actually cutting them out. For the shape of the egg, you want one end to be more wide and the other end to be a little bit narrow and round, so that way it looks like a sliced boiled egg. And using the yellow foam, we're going to be making the egg yolks. To draw the shapes of the egg whites and the egg yolks, I used a pencil instead of the marker that I used for the felt, just because I felt like the marker would actually bleed through the foam. So I used the pencil just to be on the safe side. And once I actually got my yolks cut, I realized they were just a little bit too big to look realistic, so I just cut them down just a little bit more. I also gave the edges of the yolks a trim just so it didn't have any blunt edges to it. The next step for our ramen bowl is to make the naru tamaki, aka the fish cakes. I hope I did not butcher that name, but we're basically going to be making the fish cakes next. I used the old candle jar to help me make the outline of it, just so I can draw the squiggly lines around it. I didn't want to guess at what the perfect circumference of the circle was going to be, so that was my little way of cheating through it and making it easier for myself. After making the shape around my circle using the pencil, I'm going to carefully cut the outline of it. Now, these may be a little bit too big, but I'd rather them be too big than too small, so I'm going to cut them down to size if need be, but I feel like this is the perfect starter shape. I do want all of my ingredients of my ramen bowl to be exaggerated, so this is the perfect starter. And if yours came out the perfect size and shape like mine did, then the next step is to paint the details onto the fish cake. In order to get the desired color that I needed, I took a red paint and a pink paint and basically got it to the hue that I needed. And then I'm just going to take that and paint a swirl on the inside, starting from the center. Once I have the swirl that I need, I'm just going to thicken it up by going over it and closing in on some of the white space. It may take a few passes to get the line as thick as you want and as dark as you want, so take your time with it. You're going to repeat this process for your other fish cake and then set it to the side to allow it to dry. It shouldn't take that long. Using my hot glue gun, I am going to go ahead and glue the yolks to my egg whites since I didn't do it earlier, and just make sure those are nice and secure. And skipping ahead, I'm going to take my glue gun and my ramen noodle bowl, put it on my dog, and attach the pieces I have so far. With the ramen noodle bowl on my dog, I was able to see where the pieces look best. And once I took it off my dog, I went ahead and secured it even better with the glue gun. It was a little difficult trying to glue it with it on my dog. So yeah, it was best to just put it on the dog, see where everything fit, and then take it off and then secure it permanently. So now that I have the main ingredients secured to my ramen bowl, I'm now going to take my green foam and make the green onions. You do this by cutting long strips and then cutting off little sections of the strip and then gluing the ends together to make little tubes, basically. I will admit that making the green onions was actually a little bit of a headache due to the fact that these parts are so small, the glue is so hot, and you can't help but get the glue on your fingers. So this part, be very careful. If you have any heat gloves, I do suggest wearing them, though I think they probably would get in the way. But make quite a few of these. It's better to have more than less. I'd rather get all of the forming of the green onions out of the way than have to come back after I thought I was finished and make a few more. With my fingertips a little bit scorched, I feel like this part of the project was my least favorite, but it is the details that makes this whole project come together, so it's definitely worth it. So now that I have all of my green onions assembled, I'm now going to add them to my noodle bowl. You're going to want to strategically place the green onions throughout the noodle bowl by tucking them behind some of the noodles, putting them on top, a little bit of here, a little bit there, basically so it looks natural. Just remember that you don't have to go too far down into the noodle bowl to put your ingredients, because that is where your dog's neck is going to be, and you don't want to have too much of the materials in places that's really unnecessary and won't be seen. So you basically just want to focus on the perimeter of the bowl. And finally, one of the last details of my version of the ramen noodle bowl is the mushrooms. I want all of my mushrooms to be the same size, so I drew it once on the foam and then folded it so that way I can cut it in a way that would allow me to have multiples all at once and they all be the same size. The mushroom detail of the ramen bowl is one that I really like because it's a recognizable ingredient. The shape and color by itself gives it away as to what it is, and it just brings the whole bowl together. Once you have your mushrooms cut down to size, go ahead and secure them to your bowl with the hot glue gun. With everything in place, it is now time to give it a look over, secure anything that's loose, and try it out on your dog. After completing all the final touches to the ramen noodle bowl for my dogs, I put it on them and entered them into the first contest I could, and wouldn't you know that they actually got placement? Let me know if this inspired you.
I don't have to find an aesthetic, I am an aesthetic. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out here right now who's going into Pinterest trying to type up all these adjectives to describe me.